Thank you for joining me today on Wilderness Academy. Today's adventure is going to be a little different than what we normally do. We're still going to be in remote Maine. But today I thought I'd take you to see an old-fashioned Maine sugar house. So when it says Simmons and Daughters, they really are in here working together as a family. It's that time of the year where the maple trees have been tapped. We're actually coming towards the end of that season. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoy it. I'm here today at Simmons Daughters Sugar House in Maine, and I thought you might enjoy seeing the process. You can see the sap buckets hanging on the trees. This is towards the end of the season, so we're going to gather up some sap.
Filter that they used to use on the dairy farms, and there's a filter paper set right in there, and we use that to strain the bugs out of the sap, and this is just one of the couple filtering processes that it goes through. Pump on, it shoots right up the wall.
And that sap is filtered. There's a pump there. And then that goes up to the tank that's inside the sugar house.
When we gather the sap, we have a tank out in the back of the sugar house, and there's a pump and a hose that we pump it up to this tank up here, up in the rafters. We've got about a half a tank up here, and so then it's gonna come down down through here, and you can see the sap's pouring in right now into this area right here. So you can come down and see. This determines how much sap is running through it. So we'll write down the number. Yeah. And when it goes in, you know, it looks like water, and it goes in the first chamber, and then somehow scientifically, as the water is getting boiled out of it, it pushes itself along to the next chamber, and so it's like a little darker, as it gets all the way down to the last chamber, which is the darkest. And that's the process of getting it from sap to syrup.
This is the beginning of the season. There's not as much sugar, so it makes it lighter, and then this is at the end of the season when there's more sugar.
But it usually will be lighter earlier in the season and get darker as the season goes on. Also, the quicker that you get the sap from the tree to the evaporator and boiled and bottled up, the lighter your syrup will be. As the year goes on though, the sap darkens up as you boil it, and the maple flavor comes through stronger.
They're opening up the cupola so that they can get some airflow so the steam doesn't build up. And starting to get the fire built.
About half.
This is some of the firewood that they're going to be using today. And when this piece was split, they discovered this old tap that had gone into the tree, never hurt the tree at all. Here's one that is also hand carved out of wood. There's another piece of wood that has some scarring in it from old taps. And again, you can see it didn't do any damage to the tree whatsoever.
There's an old scar right there. And this was actually an old tap that someone had left in the tree. Someone found this, and you can see the old tap left
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
actually one of the stainless steel ones.
Yes.
This is just a collection of some of the taps and the evolution through the years. Too bad this video doesn't have a smellometer attached to it, because it's an incredible smell. Maple, sugar. Smell of firewood. I mean, that's amazing. The condensation and the steam going up through the top of the sugar shack. There are the maple masters, shrouded in the clouds of maple steam.
Fat, a natural fat, and we just put a pinch in after we put wood in, and it prevents it from the foam rising up and spilling over. It's the technical book temperature for maple syrup, but it's always 7 degrees above water boiling. Water will boil at a different temperature depending on what the air pressure is that day. So you can't just depend on every single day that it's gonna draw off at the exact same temperature.
How long does it take to boil the 40-to-1 ratio?
Well, I can tell you that we usually start the day with 100 gallons in our upper tank and 100 gallons in an hour on a good day with this evaporator that we have.
Wow.
So you could do 40 gallons in less than half an hour when everything's running smooth.
And the magic number for the temperature is 219?
Yes.
7 degrees above boiling.
Arnold's gonna check this though. You want the
We fill this little cup of syrup, then this is called a hydrometer. We drop it in there, and when it goes and it's floating so that you can see that red line, you know that it's syrup. Which
Maple syrup right out of the evaporator, and that'll go through the filtering process.
the syrup that has been poured off into this tank pumps through the filter press, these series of papers and plates. It removes all the impurities, and the syrup will run here into our bottler, like that.
And then this is the actual place where you bottle.
Yes,
there's a foot pedal right there. You can do it
yes,
by foot.
you can.
So you can slack off for now, but a couple more months and you got to get to work.
Right.
Started going like,
What do you think? Can you smile?
Here's a bunch of the finished products. Some of you know what chargate is, and some of you won't. Hard maple candies. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to come up today and spend the day here.
you're welcome. It's
Really
our
enjoyed
pleasure.
it. And be sure to give my love to your husband.
We will, thank you.
Simmons Daughters Sugar House. Right here in Morrill, Maine.